Hey guys, we got breaking news. Panasonic has announced a release of a GH5 Mark II and the GH6 today. And guess what's new? Nothing. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you once again for joining me for tea time. Today we have a little bit of fireside. It's afternoon already, guys. But I had to come to you live, so to speak, with this information because Panasonic just dropped the announcement of both the GH6 as well as the GH5 Mark II. We didn't think they were going to do this all in one day, and they did. So today we're going to talk about what has changed, little or a lot, and where did we get it right and where did we get it wrong. So before I get into it, I want to say that if you haven't downloaded my ebook as of yet, go check it out over at JCristina.com/ebook. 10 tips in making tack-sharp images. Doesn't matter if you're a professional, a pro, am, or an amateur, you're going to glean something from that ebook, and the cost is zip. 100% free, guys. Go pick it up. Once again, JCristina.com/ebook. Also, if you haven't cleaned your sensors as of late, doesn't matter if it's micro four thirds, APS-C, or full frame, you need to do that. You don't want to, in post-production, have to take out all those little spots and stuff. I created the Aurora Camera Care kits about 6-8 months ago, and they're selling worldwide, doing really well. You can buy them over on B&H Photo and Video, on Amazon, through Amazon Prime, or of course on my website, JCristina.com. Once again, check out Aurora Camera Care. Really, really good product, and it is affordable and safe. Can't beat that. So anyways, guys, let's get right into it. So I'm going to make this really quick because it is towards the end of the day. I want to get this out to you because it is something that is important, especially if you are a micro four thirds type of guy and you are, or gal, and you're looking for that next thing, that next camera out there. Is it going to be a GH5 Mark II or is it going to be a GH6? When are these cameras coming out? How much is it going to cost you? What's new with these cameras? That's what we want to know. So what I did was, instead of going to the different rumor sites and everywhere else, I went straight to Panasonic. They sent me over a sheet of all of the information. I looked at it, and then I just went over to their site because now we got some photographs and some additional information. So the one thing that stood out to me, really, I just don't understand it. They provided an image when it comes to the GH Mark II that literally looks like it came out of like an iPhone 2 or something. I don't know, maybe an iPhone 3G. I don't know. It is horrible. I mean, look at the resolution on this. This is the Panasonic, the Lumix, the GH5 Mark II, and it is like completely pixelated. I don't know. And this is what they give us to give to you guys. I don't get it. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me at all, but this is what we got. Now, the things that have changed here, I'm just going to go through those because it's a very short list. And what I would like to say to start out with is where we talked to you about this about a week ago or so, and we went through some of the rumors and what was going to be on the spec sheet with the GH5 Mark II. And listen, guys, everything is identical. There is like nothing. I can't find anything that has changed from the rumors that we gave you the other day. So even down to like the cost. So we're going to get into this a little bit. Now, what has changed? Now, what they said is they're going to be using a brand new sensor. The sensor is going to be a 20.3 megapixel sensor. It is new. And their, let's say, big quotes here is that it will be able to do 4K 60p 420 10-bit recording. Now, it can also do wireless live streaming at this bit rate. But what I don't understand here is that's not really a big deal. Okay, but that's the highlighted information. Let's go forward and then we'll get into it a little bit deeper. They also say that they're going to pre-install their V-Log-L. Now, if you don't know, Panasonic was the company that when V-Log-L came out, you were able to upgrade your GH5 with this patch, let's call it, this kit, which is basically a patch, a firmware update, for $99, for $100. So what they're saying here with this model, the GH5 Mark II, they're going to give that to you for free. So it's going to come preloaded, pre-installed with the V-Log-L. And people will say, well, why is that important, right? Well, if you're a filmmaker, the reason that's important is chances are you're probably shooting other Panasonics. Maybe you're shooting like maybe an S1H or an S1 or maybe a GH5 or a GH5S or whatever. If you have that same log, that V-Log-L, you'll be able to color grade a lot more easily because it will be closer to each other using that same profile, let's call it. So it makes it a lot easier in post-production to color grade, which is great. Is it a big deal? Well, it's a $100 big deal, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. So that's kind of nice. Once again, 20.3 megapixel, brand new, digital live MOS sensor, as they call it. Now, they did say that it has some anti-reflective or AR coating on it to make the images clearer. Okay. What they also did say is that it is going to adopt the same Venus engine, but they're going to overdrive it, let's say. It's going to give it a little bit of a boost. Okay. They increased the speed of that, and I'll get into that in just a second. Now, once again, that V-Log is like the big thing, let's call it. And once again, the 60 frames per second 4K 420 is the big thing. And if we go down this and read through some other information here, we're seeing that it will do variable frame rate or VFR recording, and it will do it at C4K as well as 4K 60 FPS and an anamorphic 50 FPS as well as full HD at 180 frames per second. Now, it does indicate in highlights or little asterisks, let's say, that the AF can be set before starting the VFR recording. What does that mean? Translation is if you do any of this, you're going to have to preset your focus because autofocus will not work during that recording time. So I believe that is the case. If I'm wrong, tell me where I'm wrong. I think that that is the case. Now, moving down into a few more little niceties that are in here. It also says that it detects eye and face at 2x faster recognition cycle speed than the GH5 and are detectable even if it appears to approximately half size to those in the GH5. Now, what does that mean? It's going to detect the eyes and face twice as fast, and also what it will be able to do is recognize the face and eyes at twice the distance, a farther distance away. It will recognize that that is a face. That is great. But what does this mean? This means that they're going to continue, as I predicted, with this DFD technology nonsense. Depth from defocus system is not fabulous. It is okay if you're just going to be shooting stills, but when it comes to tracking, it's not fantastic. It is a contrast detect system. It is not a phase detect, and it's definitely not both. Just like every other camera manufacturer now out there does both. It does contrast detect and it does phase detect. It marries the two together and it just locks on and stays locked on. This camera will not do that. What they're doing is they're trying to increase the speed of the processor, increase the AI, the computer learning that's involved in tracking things to try to get this to happen. Will it work? Anything is possible, but I would have to say no. It won't. Put phase detect in the damn cameras. For the love of God. What is the story? Especially with like the S series, S1, S1H, put phase detection in it. Why would you stick with this DFD nonsense? I don't get it. I simply don't get it. People want phase detect. Many people, some people don't even know that they want it. They just want better focus, right? So they're trying to get around it by doing this computational stuff, doing this faster, better, so to speak, but when it comes to processing and whatnot. So will this work? Well, we will see. I'm going to say no, but I'll let you be the judge once this is out there. Let me know. I want to know. Hopefully, I'm wrong. And now this DFD is just the bomb, and it tracks every bit as good as a Sony or a Canon or whatever, right? I just don't think it will. I just really don't think it will. Also, image stabilization, it is going to inherit the S1H 6.5 stops of sensitivity. So image stabilization is going to be very good with this new GH5 Mark II, which is good. And the screen. You remember I said the screen is going to be 0.2 smaller? And people were like, well, why would they do that? It's going to have a greater megapixels, but it's going to be a smaller screen. And people are like, I don't know, it'll probably be 3.2. The rumors were right. The thing is going to be 3.0, not 3.2 as in the previous version. So it is a smaller screen, a little bit more dense when it comes to pixels. So it should look a little bit sharper, but it's going to be slightly smaller. Why did they do that? I don't know. Maybe they got a deal on these flippy flip, fully articulating back panels, and that's what they put in there. I honestly don't know. I can't tell you. I'll throw my hands up on this. Also, what I do like here is that they said that the shutter unit itself has a durability, let's say, it'll last to 200,000 cycles. That is really good because a lot of cameras out there, their shutter is only good for about 150,000. When you start getting into a little bit more expensive cameras, you'll see that they'll go up to 200,000 or above shutter releases before they crap out and you have to put a new shutter in. So that is good. But remember, you're talking about a micro four thirds in comparison to a big full frame, a lot smaller shutter to flip up and down. So you should technically be able to get more cycles out of these. Now, when I look through the rest of the information here, I can scroll page by page by page, and there's literally nothing. I'm going to give you the link in this area down below. I'll give you a link. You could figure out for yourself if I'm missing something. If I am, in the comments below this video, let me know what I missed. When it comes to XLR, it says it's the same basically as a GH5 or common to the GH5. When it comes to shutter remote control, common to GH5. Battery grip, common to GH5. When it comes to the software itself, that Lumix tether stuff, yes, common to the GH5. Everything is common to the GH5. Now, what they did say is there is going to be a firmware update that's going to happen at the end of 2021. And this firmware update is going to get a few niceties. Number one, it's going to give you live view compositing, also USB tethering, 4G as well as 5G smartphone link, and you're going to have your RTP as well as RTSP wired IP streaming, which is cool. Those are going to be the updates, but that's going to be towards the end of the year. Now, if we come down here at the very bottom, it will break down a whole bunch of the major internal recording modes. You can go through all those, but just to be short, they're pretty much the same. The thing that I don't like is this is 420 internal. Now, why did they do that? I'm going to tell you in just a second. Keep that in mind. 420. Now, if you don't know what that is, that bit depth, 420. Basically, 420 is a basic video recording that you're losing a lot of color data. The 0 you don't want. I mean, the best data that you can get is 444, obviously, but when you start going to 420, you're binning a lot of information. You want at least 422. This does not provide that. The only way you're going to get 422 with this camera is if you are outputting to like an Atomos Ninja or something. It will record 420 internally and export through the HDMI cable 422 simultaneously, which is good, and that's pretty much what everyone will be doing because no one is going to use this for video, so to speak, unless you're just doing this type of thing where you're just like a talking head on YouTube. But any type of video, ad spots, or anything like that, the stuff that I work on, you're not going to be shooting in 420. There's no data there. You can't do color grading very well. It's pretty much crap. Now, you will be able to pre-order the GH5 Mark II between May 25th and July 5th. It's going to set you back $1,699. Now, that is the exact number. I think I said 1,697 in the last video. Dead on, guys, dead on. The rumors were exact. Now, if you want that body with a lens, with I think it's a 12 to 60 kit lens, you will be able to get that at $2,299. That is the GH5. So now if we move to the GH6 information, guys, there is like almost nothing to be seen here. All right. This release, this announcement is so just short and watered down of just nothing. I can't believe it. Honestly. They don't say what sensor they're using. All right. They do say it's a new processor and a new sensor that's going to be in this GH6. They don't say what the megapixels are. They don't give you any of that information. They do say that it will do 422 10-bit DCI or 4K 60p recording, and this will be internal. That is the difference between the GH6 and the GH5 Mark II. 422. Okay, we'll get into some other stuff, but that's basically it. When we boil it all down, that is it. Now, it also says that the GH6 will be able to do unlimited video recording when the camera is used under certified operating temperatures. If the operating temperature exceeds that certification, it will shut off to not harm the camera. All cameras do that, and obviously they have to put that in there because the big mess that happened with the Canon EOS R5, right? Where the thing was melting. They didn't say what they should have said. Well, you can only record for 6.5 minutes before the thing nukes. You know, put the information out there. They didn't, and it turned into a whole big mess. Anyways, they're telling you, listen, you can record indefinitely as long as you don't overheat the camera or you're recording in a cool type of atmosphere. It will continuously record. Now, what else is new here? You will be able to do, on the GH6, you'll be able to do 10-bit 5.7K, right? 60p. Why? Because it will be able to use the entire sensor, all right? A 1-to-1. It's not going to crop in. You will be able to get the full 5.7K out of it at 60p. Now, they also said this camera will be able to do 120 frames per second at 4K. That is really good, whereas the GH5 Mark II can only go up to 60. All right, so you are getting the faster speed, record speed, and it is internal in comparison to having to offload it to a Ninja or something like that, an external recorder. So we will be able to do it internally. Now, what else is new here? Yeah, nothing. I mean, I'm going to put this up. I'm going to give you a link. You could read through it. I'm telling you, there's like nothing here. There's nothing here. They don't talk about anything new. They talk about the same old that they did with the GH5 Mark II. They talk about the new sensor as well as the image processor. They talk about the Venus engine being updated so that it's twice as fast as the old version. And that is about it. So when it all comes down to it, that's all the information that they give for the GH6. What they did say was the GH6 will set you back about $2,500 and you will see it before the end of 2021. So we're going to see the GH5 Mark II probably third quarter, and then we're going to see the GH6 in fourth quarter. And that's really about it. There's not a lot here. I was eager to see something really big change here, and there really isn't. It is very iterative. It is not any innovation that I'm seeing. Yes, you're able to record 422 with the GH6. Yes. They are going to, with the GH5 Mark II, they're going to give you log, and they're going to do it for free, so you don't have to spend an extra $100. That's really it. There is nothing else here to be seen, which is really odd. I really thought that I would see the GH6 having a new focusing system. They talk nothing about focus in here at all. Only on the GH5 Mark II, so I'm going to guess it'll probably carry over everything they talked about with the twice as fast, locking up eyes, locking up face, being able to be twice as far away and still be able to find the faces and track. So once again, this goes more into that computational photography or that AI. And that's it. You know, we're not getting past that DFD. We're not seeing anything that's phase detect. The GH6 is their flagship. I mean, that is the big kahuna. They will have a GH6S and a GH6 Mark II and all the rest, most likely down the road, but that will be their flagship for the next 2 years or more, right? Maybe 3 years. So I would like to have seen them stuff some more things in here that are wow, and I don't see it. They're not here. So once again, if I'm getting something wrong here and you're seeing a lot more than I am, please, once again, I'm going to put the links in the comment area. I'm going to put the links in the description. Go take a look at the press release. You tell me, what am I missing? What is fabulous here? And why will you spend the money to pick up a micro four thirds camera, the GH5 M2 or the GH6, instead of picking up a APS-C or a full frame at close to the same price or even cheaper? I want to know. All right. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this. It was something really quick. I had to put it out there because it is breaking news and it is very important, like I said, to a lot of guys and gals out there that are micro four thirds enthusiasts. This is big, big news. So if you enjoyed this, please consider giving this video a thumbs up. That would be very helpful. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe. We have about 550 videos for you to go through. There's a lot of good evergreen content. If you are subscribed, click this little bell icon over here so when I go live or when a new video comes out, you will be notified of it immediately. Also, if you want to help out the channel, you can click over here to where it says join. You could become a member, contribute $1 or $2 a month or whatever, and I can give you perks for doing so. And finally, head over to my website, JCristina.com, where you can find all the photography tools I've invented for you and me over the years, and hopefully there's something there that you might like. And if there is, please pick them up and support me and my family. That would be awesome. And if you don't want to pick them up over on my website, go over to B&H Photo and Video or to Amazon through Amazon Prime or hundreds of mom and pops all over the world. You'll find the JCristina brand. If you buy something over at JCristina.com, for getting to the end of this video, use promo code YT20 at checkout. Once again, promo code YT20 at checkout. You're going to get 20% off everything in your shopping cart. Not one thing, everything that's in your shopping cart. So anyways, guys, I'm out of here for yet another vlog. Many blessings to you and your family. Stay safe and stay healthy.